guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to our bid to find the best team in Major League Baseball history. And today it is the turn of the Tampa Bay Rays. We have a one-off game between two teams very close to my heart. They had my style, made the World Series and lost it. Winning the World Series is always overrated. 2020 Rays versus 2008 Rays. And the winner of this game will be the Rays representative as we put all the Major League teams in together and find out, play them off against each other, who is the greatest team. So, yeah, let's get to this. The 2020 team, of course, a shortened COVID season with 40 and 20, and of course went on to make the World Series. And the 2008 Rays, 97 and 65, again went on to make the World Series, but both teams lost it there. So let's see which one is going to be the best. Now we will change this to default to modern era, and we will disable injuries. One-off game. Let's go. So these are the rosters for both teams with their record that particular season. So yeah, I mean, you'd imagine the 2008 Rays were tested over a longer season. Maybe they start as slight favorites. Certainly the pitching matchup looks like it might go in their favor. But let's check the lineups. And for the 2020 Rays, it is Kevin Kiermaier leading everybody off. It's Willie Adams at shortstop, batting second. Randy Arizona bats third in left field. Brandon Lowe at second base is cleaning up. Yandy Diaz at first base is 5. Joey Wendell at third base bats 6. We've got Hunter Renfroe in right field batting 7. Mike Zunino catching at 8, and then Charlie Morton is their man on the mound. And then for the 2008 Rays, Marvin Upton Jr. will lead them off in center field. Carl Crawford in left field bats 2. Evan Longoria bats 3 at third. Carlos Pena at first base will clean up. Ben Zobrist at second base will bat 5. Josh Bartlett at shortstop will bat 6. Gabe Gross will bat 7 in right field. Diona Navarro will catch at 8, and Jimmy Shields is on the mound. Alright, so welcome to Tampa. Now, if you are just new to the series, just discovering this, we've already picked out representatives for Baltimore, for the Yankees and the Red Sox. Obviously, the winner here will join those teams, and I think Toronto's got an automatic pick of 92 as well, as we start with a strikeout. In comes Willie Adams, and that is a walk. I've got to say, early on here, now we've seen only a few teams, but it's the 2004 Red Sox and the 1927. That's not a double play, is it? It certainly didn't look like one, but then sometimes the game lets you down, doesn't it? All right, Marvin is going to lead us off here. It's a 1-1 pitch. What can he do? And that is into center field, and that will be the first hit of the game. In will come Carl Crawford now. I've got to say, I'm not a massive student of the game, as you will know if you've watched the channel. Even if you haven't, you've probably picked up on that by now. But there's not too many familiar names to me. Longoria, obviously, I recognize because I always go to call him Eva. Randy Arizona, I recognize because, 2020 players I would have come up against when I'm just sort of doing my regular playthrough games. But, yeah, there's not too many, I've got to say. Alright, Shields to face Brandon Lowe now. It's a full count on him. And that is a walk. Yandy Diaz, a 1-2. And there's a strikeout for one away. And Joey Wendell now, a 2-2 pitch. He hits that straight to the second baseman. Runner gets back in time, though, so just one. And Hunter Renfroe that's sliced away into right field. That might drop in. It will. And the runner should get to third on that as well. So a 2-out single. We have runners at the corners now. And a chance for the 2020 Rays to take a lead. Zunino, 0-2. And strikeout. And that will end that. I think one thing that does sort of leap out a little bit at you here is when you see the names here compared to the names that we saw, for example, in the 1927 Yankees. They would be in tough to beat them, I think, but you never know. One thing I think that, and obviously we're early days in sort of going through and figuring out who's going to represent all the franchises, but the pitching on the newer teams, on sort of more modern teams, I should say, it definitely looks stronger, but some of the defensive play and the base running on the older teams is I think far superior, or more across the board more superior anyway. But yeah, I tell you what, this team defensively is pretty hot, aren't they? And with 2 out, runner at second, there's a pop-up. And that will end the second. So we are still scoreless. And we'll go into the third. It'll be Charlie Morton to lead everybody off. And the pitcher grounds it to the shortstop for 1 away. In now will come Kaimeya, who is 0 for 1 today. Kiemeyer, something like that anyway. He strikes out looking on 3 pitches, so that's 2 down for Willie Adams. He walked first time around, a 1-0 pitch. He grounds it to the shortstop, and it should be out at first. It is. And that'll do it for the top of the third. So it'll give the 2008 Rays a chance now to get on the scoreboard, and their pitcher will lead them off, Jimmy Shields. It's a 1-2. And it's a strikeout for 1 away. In now will come Marvin Upton Jr. He is 1 for 1 today, of course. Full count, and he slices that past the first baseman into right field. And old Marv has 2 for 2. It'll bring up Cole Crawford now, who is 0 for 1. It's a 1-2. Crawford into right field. That's going to drop in, and that should get Marvin over to third. And with 1 away, we have runners at the corners. And a real chance here for the 2008 Rays to take the lead. And it's Evan Longoria to the plate. He is 0 for 1. It's a 2-1 pitch. He's got that into right field. Is it deep enough? The runner goes back. He tags up. He's going to try for it. And I think he's going to get there. And the sac fly from Longoria opens the scoring for the 2008 Rays. And it'll bring Carlos Pena up now, 0 for 1 today, a 3-0. And then he hits him. So that is 2 on, 2 out now for Zobrist. Full count. And he grounds it to the third baseman over to first. And that'll end the bottom of the third. So 1-0 for the 2008 Rays. And it will be Randy Arizona leading off the inning. It's a full count. And it is a strikeout. In comes Brendan Lowe now. He is 0 for 1. It's a 2-2 pitch. And Lowe strikes out. So that is 2 away. And it's Yandy Diaz now who is 0 for 1. Another 0-2 pitch. Oh, he hits him. Must have got away from him that one. So 2 out, 1 on, for Joe Wendell now. An 0-2. And Jimmy Shields strikes him out to end the top of the fourth. Still just the 1 hit given up. And it'll be Jason Bartlett coming in now. He is 1 for 1 today. A 2-2 pitch. And that's up the middle. Is it going to get past the shortstop? No. And that is 1 away. We'll bring up Gabe Gross, who is 0 for 1. It's a 3-1. And Gabe gets himself on base. So 1 on, 1 out now. And it is Diona Navarro, who is 0 for 1. There goes the runner. It's a old hit and run. And he's going to get the second. He will be out at first. But, yeah, so we've got a runner in scoring position for Jimmy Shields, who's 0 for 1. And he strikes out to end the fourth. I mean, you'd been very tempted. It's a bit early to do pinch hits, I suppose, for pitchers, especially when they're going as well as they are. So Renfro will lead them off. 1 for 1 he is today, first pitch. That's a ground ball to the third baseman, over to first, 1 away. It is Zanino who is 0 for 1. It's a full count. And it is a walk. So 1 on, 1 out again. And it is Manuel Margot coming in to pinch hit. So that'll do it for Horton. And that could be a double play. I mean, there's been pinch hits that have worked out better than that in the past, isn't there? Imagine that. You come in, you pinch hit, double play. That's you done for the day. So Tyler Glasnow will be on the mound to face Melvin, I should say. I've been calling him Marvin, haven't I? But Melvin is 2 for 2. And that is not going to be a third hit, as he is retired by the second baseman for 1 away. In comes Crawford now. He's 1 for 2. It's going to be a first pitch swing. And that's up the middle. A bit of a pitcher killer, that one. And it is a 1-out single. So Crawford has a second hit of the game. And it is Longoria who hit the sac fly last time up. A 2-2 this time. You can see the ball wobbling, can't you? And that is caught by the second baseman for 2 away. And that'll do it. So Aaron Loop? Anyway, new pitcher on the mound. He's going to face Pena. 2 out, 1 on. First pitch swing. And it is... Oh, runner, make your mind up there. Let's have another go. Full count. There goes the runner again. And this time it is grounded out to the second baseman to end the bottom of the fifth. So it is still just 1-0. And we'll go to the top of the 6th, and Jimmy Shields will continue to Kiermaier. He is 0 for 2. It's a 1-1 pitch. And that is, well hit, but straight to the first baseman for 1 away. In comes Willie Adams now, who's 0 for 1. A full count. And he strikes out on what looked like it might have been a ball. It is Randy Arizona now. He is 0 for 2. It's a 2-1 pitch. And Arizona into centre field. It is, it's a diving catch out there. Well caught by, I've got to say, Melvin Upton Jr. Quickly becoming one of my favourite players. All right, it is Zobrist to lead them off. He is 0 for 2 to face Newman Fairbanks on the mound. It is a full count. And it is a strikeout for 1 away. In comes Jason Bartlett now. He's 1 for 2. It's an 0-1 pitch. Bartlett down the third base line into left field. That should be a double. And this is a chance now for the 2008 Rays to double their lead with 1 away and a runner at second. It will be Gabe Gross to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today. It's an 0-2 pitch. It is a strikeout for 2 away. And it comes down to Navarro, who's 0 for 2. First pitch, they walk him. I mean, you don't need a double play. Why would you? They're getting to the pitching slot, maybe. So Eric Hinske will come in. They are getting to the pitching slot. And let's see what they can do with this pinch hitter. Hinske. We saw him, of course, at the Yankees. Was that an on-camera game? He definitely was in one of the teams anyway. But that'll do it. He's caught, and we'll go to the 7th. And it is still a 1-run game. Trevor Miller will face Brandon Lowe. Lowe is 0 for 1 with a walk, I think. It's a 1-2 pitch, or did he get hit? Either way, he's been struck out there. And that is 1 away. In comes Yandy Diaz, who is 0 for 1. It's a 2-0 pitch. And that is a little dribbler to the shortstop and out at first. 2 away. You've got to say, the 2020 Rays have got nothing going with the bat, have they? Wendell now, who is 0 for 2. A 2-2 pitch. And Wendell to the first baseman, and that'll do it for the 7th. So we stretch, and the 2020 Rays have 1 hit in 7 innings. All right, welcome back. It's my man, Melvin Upton Jr. at the plate. It is Diego Castillo coming onto the mound. Melvin is 2 for 3 today. It's a 1-2 pitch, and he has ground a little chopper, actually. He might get there. Oh, Melvin, well done, mate. I'm assuming he's in the Hall of Fame at this point. So he goes 3 for 4. It brings up Crawford, who's 2 for 3. It's a 1-0 pitch. Crawford, it's deep centre field. It's very deep centre field. It is gone! And Crawford hits a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 7th. And it is now 3-0 to the 2008 Rays. And, well, we haven't seen much from the 2020 Rays. That might be enough. Longoria now comes in, 0 for 2. Does have an RBI today, though. A 2-2 pitch. Oh, and Longoria, we go back-to-back. It is 4-0. That is huge. And it is 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th. And they're yet to get it out. 431 feet. And the 2008 Rays start to flex their muscles a little bit here. And it'll be Shane McClanahan that'll come onto the mound now to face Pena, who is 0 for 2. It's a full count. Can they go 3 in a row? Pena certainly has the ability to, but he draws a walk instead. So 1 on, none out for Zobrist, who is 0 for 3. Full count. Zobrist draws a walk, 2 on, none out. And it is Jason Bartlett, who is 2 for 3. A 1-0 pitch. Bartlett, little chopper to first base, and they get the out at second. But that is it. So 1 away, runners at the corners for Gross, who is 0 for 2. It's a 2-2 pitch, and it is well hit into centre field. It's going to score another run, and oh, he's thrown out at third. Very good defensive play. Is that my boy Melvin again? Honestly, if he's not in the... no, it was Kiermaier. Where's Melvin? Where is Melvin? He's probably batting, is he? Of course he is. Is he batting? Yeah, he is in the batting team. Anyway, it's what's happening. It's 5-0. Navarro's at the plate. Runner at first, 2 out. Navarro's hit it well, but a very good catch out there in centre field to end at the bottom of the 7th. But it's been a disastrous one if you're a 2020 Rays fan. And Grant Balfour, he's Australian, isn't he? He is Australian. Go on, Grant. All right, well, no wonder this team's good. It's a full count. And it is a strikeout. In comes Zunino, who is 0 for 1. Another full count. Oh, this guy's in the Hall of Fame, I'm assuming, as well. He'd probably be in the Australian Hall of Fame, isn't it? Joe Man Chow comes in to pinch hit. It's an 0-1. And that is into right field. Grant Balfour sits them down in order. What a legend of the game he is. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. And it'll be Ryan Sheriff. The Sheriff is in town. It'll be Badelli to the plate. And it's a 1-0 pitch. And that is popped up. It's going to be caught. Is it in left field? Yes. And that'll be 1 away. It'll bring up... Oh, here's my boy Melvin. He's 3 for 4. It's a 1-0 pitch. Melvin pops it straight up. That's disappointing. So that'll be 2 away. And it'll bring up Cole Crawford, who, of course, hit the home run. He's 3 for 4, 2 RBIs. What a day he's having. It's an 0-2 pitch, though. And he watches it, and that'll do it for the 8th. So the 2020 Rays need at least 5 runs in the 9th inning. They'll start with Kiermaier at the plate. It is now JP Howell on the mound. And it's an 0-2 pitch, and looking like an 0 for 4 day for Kiermaier, and indeed it is. And that is 1 away. In comes Adams, who is 0 for 2. It's a 1-2 pitch. And Adams strikes out. So they're down to their final out. And it is Randy Arizona to the plate. It is a 2-2 pitch. And that'll do it. The 2008 Tampa Bay Rays will be going into the knockout rounds. So only giving up 1 hit, you'd have to say. That was massively comprehensive. And I don't know, are they a dark horse? Certainly with Grant Balfour in the team, you've got to say yes. But I mean, that was just a very, very impressive defensive effort, wasn't it? So they go on to onto the list now. Let's go and have a look at who was qualified. So joining the 1970 Orioles, 2004 Red Sox, the 2027 Yankees is the 2008 Tampa Bay Rays. The 92 Jays are there. And next up, we have to find out who's going to be the White Sox representatives. It'll be the 1983 Sox versus the 2005 White Sox. And then it'll be 1917 versus 1906. So one of those teams will be representing the White Sox. But we know the AL East teams now. Let's move on to the AL Central. If you've enjoyed that, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you next time in Chicago. Take care.